What's going on, guys? Today we are back with our first real video on the channel, and today I'm going to be giving you a beginner's guide to Unturned. So we're just going to load up the world here. Okay, we've just spawned in. The first thing we're going to do is look for any sign of civilization and head that way. So it looks like we've got a road here, we've got some sort of tower over there, so we're going to head that way. Now that we've made our way here, the first thing that we're going to want to do is find ourselves a weapon. Preferably a melee weapon if you're in single player, or a ranged weapon if you're playing on a server. But we're going to be focusing more on single player for now since we're just getting started. The reason you're going to want to find a melee weapon as fast as possible in single player is because they're silent, and if you're not quiet, you're going to attract zombies. Speaking of zombies, there are several different variants in this game, each of them varying in difficulty to defeat, especially depending on your loadout. The most common three that you'll see are the normal variant, the sprinter, and the crawler. The difference between these three is mostly just the speed at which they chase you. Your best bet to defeat these three is by quietly sneaking up on them with a melee weapon using a strong attack by pressing the right mouse button. The next most common zombies are the burner, spitter, and flanker. The burner explodes when you defeat it, making it the most dangerous of the three. Stay away from these guys until you've got a ranged weapon like a gun or bow. The spitter is the next most dangerous with its acid attack. Once this stuff hits the ground, it is still dangerous, so make sure to stay out of the splash zone. The flanker is more annoying than anything. He's just going to circle around you until he's close enough to attack you. The last variant we're going to talk about is the mega zombie. These big fellas have 32 times the HP of a normal zombie, and they hit like a truck. It's best to avoid them until you have better gear. The next thing we're going to talk about is clothing items. On most servers, you will spawn in without clothes. You do spawn in equipped with a shirt and pants in single player. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't pick up any extras. You can salvage your extra clothes into cloth, which can be crafted into rags, which can be crafted into bandages. For old returning players, you can no longer craft bandages into dressings without a chemistry lab workstation in vanilla Unturned. That being said, most servers have that disabled and will let you craft them anyway. On top of shirts and pants, you also have a slot for a vest, a backpack, a hat, and you can put certain things on your face. Vests and backpacks both provide extra storage, but vests also provide extra armor, as you can see here. There are only a few things that fit into the face slot, with the most important one being the night vision goggles. Helmets just provide some extra armor. So now that you know how to defend yourself and carry all of your loot, you're probably about to starve to death. Or die of thirst. Probably both. To fix this, you're going to need to find some food items. Though finding food and water probably isn't as easy as you might think. You can find edible and drinkable items almost anywhere that loot spawns, but not all food items are created equal. All edible items have a quality rating. This one here says low quality indicates that spoiling or mold will hurt immunity. So if we go ahead and eat this, as you can see our food and hunger are almost at 0, if not at 0. We got lucky on that one. Let's try this potato, which is at 32%. As you can see, that green bar, that's our immunity, it did drop. Now, if your immunity were to drop below 50%, it will slowly decrease on its own. Once your immunity hits 0, you will begin taking damage and eventually die. To keep your immunity stat up, avoid taking damage from zombies and eating low-quality food. To increase your immunity, find yourself some meds such as antibiotics, cough syrup, and purification tablets. Now, you've probably noticed that little message that pops up at the bottom of the screen when you kill a zombie. +3 experience. plus 3 experience. By pressing U, you can open the skill tree menu. Each skill costs a few experience points to upgrade, making survival a little bit easier. You can upgrade these in any order you like, but I always recommend upgrading your survival skill first so that you can use less food and water. Once you've maxed out your cardio skill, you'll be able to run a lot faster, but it still takes a long time to get from location to location on foot. That's why, in single player at least, I recommend you find yourself a vehicle. There are cars, trucks, helicopters, planes, and much more scattered across what's left of the world. Vehicles can get you from point A to point B much faster, but that's not all they can do. Some vehicles will let you store items in them. Some vehicles are very fast. Others are extremely durable. And a few even have weapons mounted on them. When you find a vehicle, you might not be able to drive it without a little bit of maintenance. Some vehicles may be missing a tire. You can fix that by left-clicking the vehicle while holding a new tire. You may find a perfectly intact car that's just out of gas. Fuel tanks can be found all over the map, and fuel can be transported with a gas can. If your car has all 4 tires, a full tank of gas, and still won't run, chances are you need a new battery. You can steal these from another vehicle by entering the vehicle, opening your inventory, and clicking the Steal Battery button. If you're playing online, a vehicle might be locked. You can fix that with a good old steely wheelie automobile. You can then lock the car yourself by entering the vehicle and pressing the O key. When you flip your car over, use a car jack to get it unstuck. When you crash your car, use a blowtorch to repair it. All of the items that I just mentioned can be found in a mechanic location or be dropped from mechanic zombies. So now that you can defend yourself and move around easily, you might be ready to settle down. Probably got a full inventory and need a place to put all your treasure besides the back of your car. Let's learn how to build a starter base. You can build structures out of 3 materials: wood, metal, and brick. There are 3 different types of wood in Unturned: birch, maple, and pine. Pine structures are the most durable, followed by maple, followed by birch. When working with wood, it's important that you have a saw. A saw can be crafted with 2 metal sheets, which can be crafted with 2 metal scraps each. To get yourself some wood, you're going to want to find something like the axe from earlier, or even better, a chainsaw. Any melee weapon will work, but they'll be much slower than an axe or saw. Cut down some trees and pick up some logs. Now that we've got our logs, the first thing that you're going to want to craft is a floor. You have to place a floor before you can place anything else. After that, you'll need some pillars. Next are the walls, which go between the pillars. Now you need your door. If you're playing online, you'll want to craft a metal or vault door, as wooden doors cannot be locked. This is where your saw comes in. As you can see, you need pine planks, not pine logs, to craft your pine door. To craft pine planks, you'll need your pine logs and your saw. And once you have your pine planks and your singular metal scrap, you'll be ready to craft your pine door. But, as you can see, you won't be able to place it until you have a doorway. Craft your pine doorway, place it just like a wall, and then your door can go in your doorway. The next thing you need to craft is your roof. To craft your pine roof, you'll just need 3 more logs. A roof can also be placed like a floor. Now you've got a house. It's small, it's dark, and it's pretty ugly, but it's safe. Now let's store those items. Much like the door, if you're playing online, you'll want to make your storage containers out of metal so they can be locked. To be clear, metal storage containers like lockers and wardrobes are always locked to players that did not place them unless you were in a group with that player that placed the storage container. For now, we'll continue to stick with wood. Your saw comes in again here to help you craft these planks. Now let's talk about metal and brick. When it's time to upgrade from wood, you might not know whether to go with brick or metal. The answer is actually both. Bricks are harder to find as they only spawn in construction zones and cannot be crafted. Metal scraps are very easy to find. Most weapons, magazines, and even car tires can be salvaged for metal scraps. You can also mine these rocks scattered around the map as long as you have a pickaxe or jackhammer, both of which can only be found in construction zones. While they're easier to find, you need 10 metal scraps to craft one metal wall, and you only need 3 bricks to craft one brick wall. The reason I said you need both metal and brick is because brick walls and pillars are stronger than metal, but there are no brick doors, floors, or roofs. Now that your base is fortified, let's take it one step further. If you can find a rangefinder attachment, which can only be found in military areas or dropped by the mega zombie, you can craft yourself a sentry. Sentries, when equipped with a gun, will shoot at zombies or enemy players as long as they are powered by a generator. Generators aren't only useful for powering your security system. Generators can be used to power lights in the city or gates at military bases. They do, however, require gasoline like a car in order to run. So there you have it. You now know enough to keep yourself alive, and that's what we're all about here. There's still a lot left to learn, so please let me know in the comments what you would like to learn about next. There's a lot to do in this game, but I just wanted to make sure the main gameplay loop is easy to understand for new players. Before I let you guys go, I just wanted to say thank you for the support on the first video. At the time I am uploading this, we are at 90 views, almost 10 likes, and 5 subscribers, which isn't a lot, but that's a lot more than I was expecting, and I am grateful for every interaction this channel gets. Thanks for watching, and thank you for helping me keep Unturned alive.